All right, what up, what up, what up, what up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. T Money 1993, aka your boy Straight Facts in the building, man. And it is time for my podcast to come back. Special guest, man. First off, I'm gonna start off with my boy Tony, aka the Professor, aka I be on a lot of his shows.
Yeah, I'm paying it back, man. Paying it back. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. All right. Next, even though he's a yuck, he's a pretty cool dude, man. Pretty cool dude. Me and him have a lot of battles, a lot of bets. Anybody who watches me, we had the crazy bet where he had to wear makeup
I
last
had to
year.
bring it up, huh?
You know I had to. My boy, RTP, Real Talk Perez, what's up, man?
What up, what up? Here to talk some football. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. And last but not least, man,
Maybe.
I'm cool with a lot of Panther fans on YouTube. This man right here is really like my big brother, man. PNasty, what up, boy?
What's up, boy? Yeah, it is go time. Team Money Podcast, let's get it.
All right, man. So the first thing we're gonna get into tonight is we're gonna talk a little bit about the whole NFC and kind of give a quick rundown of how we think the division is gonna finish. So I guess we'll save ours for last. So Tony, how do you think the NFC North is gonna shape out, man?
The NFC North. All right. I still think that Green Bay is the best team there because when you've got Aaron Rodgers and then you get a healthy Jordy Nelson back, you're always going to be in games. Aaron Rodgers threw 31 touchdowns and 7 picks last year and had a bad year. That guy is awesome. He's one of the best football players I've ever gotten to see play, and I don't think he gets enough credit for it, even though people say he's good. I don't think they realize how proficient he is. And I think Minnesota is the other team there that kind of the hidden story with that team is the defensive side of the ball. They've got some talent there. They got a defensive coach, and then they've got AP all day. So right now, I'm gonna keep Green Bay at number one just because loyal, just for throwing it back to Aaron Rodgers alone, and Minnesota for second, and then I don't know what we're gonna get out of the Bears this year, and I think Detroit's gonna be pretty bad.
Yeah, I feel like Detroit is really gonna be bad. RTP, how you think the NFC North is gonna shape up, man?
Well, for the longest, I was thinking right now while he was talking, like, who the hell is the third team? Like, I was thinking, okay, Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago, and I couldn't even remember Detroit. So that tells you what I think about Detroit. Chicago is going to be that team.
We don't know.
Yeah, it's not even. I don't think it's you don't know. I just think there's nothing there to talk about. Sadly, Minnesota I think has the nicest roster as far as team-wise. I feel like they have the better team on roster to say, hey, if they gel and everything clicks together, then they could do some damage. But then you got Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, and as a lot of Buck fans just realized, if you have a really good quarterback, that'll help make a lot of things look good on your team. So it's really between Green Bay. I think we pretty much think the same, Green Bay and Minnesota, and I'm going to go with Green Bay with the quarterback, better quarterback. And
you got to pick against Green Bay, RTP, because they used to be in your division, right? I just learned this past week that y'all used to be in a division with them, which is weird. But the other thing, and I can't wait to hear what Willie's got to say about this, when the heck is old boy's the offensive coordinator, Norv Turner, going to do squat in Minnesota?
Exactly. That's why I picked Green Bay.
That's where we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the next guy that Norv Turner's going to make blow up, and we ain't seen it.
Yeah. PNasty, what you think about the NFC North, man?
I think it's hard to blame all of Green Bay's woes last year, even though they went to the playoffs on Jordy Nelson. Man, they got some real issues on the defensive side of the ball, as we seen all last year, and I didn't see where it got better. And to be honest with you, with Matthews and Peppers having to be tested positive for the HGH or steroids, whatever kind of steroids they taken or took, how is that going to affect that defense already? Yeah, they get Jordy Nelson back, man. But I seen the side of Aaron Rodgers last year. These past 2 years, man, he don't seem like that same quarterback. As far as Minnesota go, that's a complete roster, and I think the problem with Minnesota's not Norv, not that you guys said it was. I don't know about Bridgewater, man. I mean, some games he's good. He got one of the best, if he got the best running back. He got weapons over there. He got a damn good offensive coordinator. They got a lot of pieces on defense. They did improve this year. I would definitely put Minnesota above. Green Bay's going to be there. Chicago, I wouldn't sleep on with Trevathan. The additions they add on the defensive line with Kevin White coming back.
I can't wait to see him play.
I can't wait to see him play with Alshon Jeffries also. Chicago could be an issue, man. Detroit definitely going to be at the bottom. They like Tampa Bay. They want one thing about them. They do not let go of the bottom.
For those of y'all who don't know, man, who don't watch Cat Chronicles, Tony was a big supporter of Kevin White when he was coming out of not this past draft, but the one before that when he was coming out, man. Tony was on that Kevin White bandwagon, man.
I'm still on it, man. If that guy sees the football field, he's a freak. I mean, his body is like one of those statues that the Greeks used to carve. Like, it's insane. I think PNasty's onto something with Chicago. Like, don't sleep on them, because we saw them finish strong last year with nothing at quarterback. Right? I mean, was it like Cutler hurt or not hurt? And I mean, anyway, so there's something there. And if Cutler's the type of quarterback too that will do you just like that. When you think my man sucks, he'll go out there and throw 38 touchdowns next year. And then everybody will be putting him to win the division, and he'll throw 38 interceptions the next year.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's the problem.
Me personally, I agree with the whole Aaron Rodgers, and I think his problem is Aaron Rodgers is a great talent. He's the most talented as far as moving around in the pocket, as far as accuracy, arm strength. I don't think he's really that good of a leader. I don't think he rallies the troops behind him like that. I feel like he's more of those. He's going to get on his guys. He's going to be sarcastic with his guys. That's just the vibe that I get from him. And I'm worried about their running game too, because Eddie Lacy, after losing all that weight, they said he was still 285.
285? God.
No. I think he's still 240.
Nah, he was bigger than that. They said he had got up to being almost 300 pounds last year.
I believe it. I swear that he had that white powdered sugar around his mouth when he came out.
Man, I rewatched that. I was rewatching that Panthers Green Bay game, man. He had a big old pot belly. If you watch him in that game, man, he just looked terrible. So he got down more, but like when he was, I don't know if anybody's seen it, when he first was taking them pictures with the P90X guy,
right?
He was 285.
285? Shit.
So you was running at pretty much 300 pounds almost last year.
He should have just changed positions.
Yeah.
He could have
that would have been easier.
A fast defensive tackle or something.
Right tackle.
But yeah, honestly, I like Minnesota's defense well enough to where I think they're gonna win that division again. Green Bay is just especially with Matthews, because Matthews holds that defense together, in my opinion. Really, the only other person who's been that type of dude for them was Charles Woodson when he was there.
Yeah, are those guys really getting suspended?
It looks serious. I don't know if they get suspended or how many games, but they are definitely involved in that PED thing.
That's Pep. Pepper's got in trouble for that his rookie year.
Yeah, he did. I remember that snake in the grass, right? No doubt.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I love Pep, dude.
I didn't got no
Peppers,
love for the Peppers.
Peppers is my dude, just because y'all know I'm a Carolina fan, man. So I've been rocking with Peppers back when he was playing
Yep.
basketball and football at UNC, man.
I
Yep.
always liked Peppers when he left.
Pretty much, RTP always wants one of our defensive ends when they leave, whether it's Peppers, Hardy, all of them, man.
Yep.
But next division, I guess we'll do the NFC least, man. RTP, how you think that division's gonna shape out, man?
This one, it looks like it should be hard to figure out, but I really don't think so. I don't understand where the confusion's coming from. I think it's between the Redskins, and hopefully you guys can shine some light if you don't think the way I think. I think it's between the Redskins and the Giants. I think the Eagles, I mean, there's not much you need to say. They're just in shambles and everything, position-wise, coaching, everything. The Dallas Cowboys have way more. I don't understand where this whole Dallas is nice, and I don't understand where this is coming from. They had one good year. They had a good offensive line that one year. That's it. I mean, you don't lose your quarterback and do as bad as you did, you know. So I think it's more than just protecting Tony Romo. There's a lot more problems in Dallas than just that. So I think it's just between the Giants and the Redskins, and I think the Redskins are going to take that division again. I think the Giants still have questions on defense. They don't know exactly what's going on as a head coach, like a lot of first-time head coach. And I think Redskins are just ready to hit the ground running. And by the time the Giants get their groove, I think Redskins will probably be ahead. And that's how I think it's going to go down.
I know you like to take credit from that Dallas offensive line, trying to say they didn't look the same last year. I mean, they still got Darren McFadden to 1,000 yards, man. And Darren McFadden is not that special of a running back.
He is good. He's just always hurt,
Darren
man.
McFadden is nice. He's always hurt. But it wasn't just that. It was the fact that people made it seem like you have an offensive line, you're going to win games. No, there's a lot more than just that. Like, they thought that Tony Romo didn't do nothing 2 years ago. He didn't do nothing. All he did was come up on third downs when they needed him to, and that's it. Besides that,
No. You talking about the year they were good?
the year when they had Murray,
Romo had a breakout year that year.
he had a breakout year because he didn't look terrible. He didn't do nothing special.
He threw almost 5,000 yards and had like 30-something touchdowns and like 8 interceptions.
Everything was on Murray. That was the big part of that game, of that team last year or 2 years ago. It was all on Murray, and they made it seem like as long as we have our offensive line, we can run the ball and have everybody worry about our run game like we did with Murray, and it didn't turn out the same.
But I don't think you're gonna win that many games with Brandon Whedon and Kellen Moore and who else they had?
Morris Claiborne? Mo Claiborne?
Oh yeah, but not at quarterback.
I'm talking about that quarterback when they had Whedon, Moore.
Oh, they had Hutchinson and Quincy Carter. Chad Hutchinson.
You going way back. I'm talking about last year.
Oh, my bad. They
had
the Browns guy. They traded for somebody late.
Was it Mallet? Right? No, it wasn't Mallet.
Here's the thing. It don't matter about their quarterback. You guys, we're all focusing. This is why Dallas always wins early in the hype in this, is because it's surrounded by Tony Romo making magical plays to Des Bryant. You got, and it's about offense. And their defense is trash, man. Right. And let's not act like just because they made it into the low 20s one year that all of a sudden it's good. I think they lost their linebacker. He got in trouble for something, who was like the only good player on their team. Before they had trouble with the offensive line. So what did they do? They drafted offensive linemen like 5 years in a row. And then now they can't get a pass rush, and Morris Claiborne did not pan out. Turns out he was too dumb for the NFL, and that's it.
I like Byron Jones, though, that they drafted out of UConn.
Yeah, but was that this year in this year's draft?
They drafted him, I think, last year.
Okay.
Last year was different.
I don't know. I don't see them. And I'm with RTP on this. Is that I think Dallas is kind of fool's gold in that it takes Tony Romo having a fantastic season for them to compete and do well. They're going to have to win, they're going to have to score 40 points a game, 35 points a game, and you can't do that in the NFL and get to the Super Bowl. It just don't happen anymore, or it never did.
I think that's good enough to win that division, though. And to me, I think the Redskins, everybody's already acting like it's a foregone conclusion that Kirk Cousins is going to play like he did in that second half of last year.
I think it's the Giants, man. I think it's the Giants. They're the team that always sits at 7-8, and then all of a sudden they're going to go 10-6 and be in the damn Super Bowl.
This division comes down to head coaches. That's where it comes down to, because
they just got a new coach though,
and that's the thing. We know what what's his name, the head coach for the Redskins. We kind of know
Jay Gruden. I'm not a Jay Gruden fan.
We kind of know, and I'm not either, but we kind of know what he's gonna bring to the table. And I'm thinking with that, plus they got talent on the roster. Okay,
they are.
Giants, we can see the Giants taking that division, but you can't sit here and say that you talk about the Giants and forget that what's his name? God, I can't think of names today. The guy used to be Coughlin. You can't sit here and talk about the Giants and then forget Coughlin's not the head coach no more. You know,
right?
So who knows?
Where they got Steve Spagnuolo now?
When's the last time Coughlin wasn't that coach?
They made their offensive coordinator the coach.
McAdoo.
Yeah, McAdoo. So who knows what that Giants team is gonna look like? I mean, they could look the same, and if they do, then they got a fighting chance. But who knows? You know, we really don't know. So if I have to pick one and put my money, I'm gonna pick with the head coach that I pretty much have a feel for already, which is the Redskins, with the better talent on the complete roster as offense and defense. So that's where I'm going. That's where I'm putting my
the
age.
Redskins, though, again, besides Kirk Cousins, I don't trust their running game with Alfred Morris being out the door with Matt Jones. Matt Jones, I had him on my fantasy team last year. He has a fumbling problem. When he holds on to it, he's okay. He's sort of like Charles Sims. To me, he's a better receiver than he is a running back.
That's not true about Charles Sims, but yeah.
Okay. But
they got a running back named Chris Thompson.
All around.
1 second, I'll be back.
They got a running back named Chris Thompson over there. Offensively, the Redskins got a whole lot of talent. They got Josh Doxson, Deshaun Jackson. They have that rookie Crowder. They have the tight end Jordan. They have a lot of.
Yeah, they even got didn't they pick somebody high up in the? Well, no, they got a good offensive lineman with the Sheriff last year, and
they took a wide receiver this year.
Josh Doxson. Yeah,
and I feel like they also have some talent at defensive tackle because they let go of Pot Roast.
Terrence Knighton, yeah.
And if you can do that, you're in pretty good shape.
I didn't click on the link, but I saw the link today. Did Junior Galette tear his ACL again?
Yep.
Yes, I heard.
Done for the season.
A big blow, man.
Good.
That's a big blow. But what I'm looking at is the Redskins' defense versus the run was 26, 29th versus the pass. You signed $75 million to a zone corner when you don't really play zone. I did pick this Redskins team to be one of the sleeper teams this year. I do think they win the division because I don't see no defense in the division. The Giants picked up, Oliver Vernon, and they picked up the cornerback Jenkins from the Rams.
But they got that safety last year who was real good out of Alabama or whatever that we all wanted, that we thought the Panthers were going to get. And
Giants, then when they got Landon Collins.
Yeah. LSU maybe. And
no, he went to Bama.
Okay. And then the other was JPP. Right. He actually looked better towards the end of the season than I expected him to look.
Well, this year, he getting that club off. From what I heard, he's wearing, I guess, gloves that's supposed to be made for him.
Are they made for a raptor?
I guess, but that's what I was hearing, is that he's supposed to be getting his own special made gloves, and taking that club off.
I'd be wearing that club. That's what I would do. I'd be wearing that club and punching mugs with it.
Yeah, but hard to pick the ball off and. I guess.
You know what? Peanut Tillman had 7 interceptions his whole career. He had 44 forced fumbles. I'm going with that route with the club.
Yeah. But and the Eagles is just Chip Kelly ruined that roster for like the next 3 to 5 years.
Well, you know, it's interesting that they may be able to turn that around a little faster than what we expect. You know, I mean, if you think about, you can get rid of the what's his guy that I hate, Bradford.
Well, they talking about redshirt and Carson Wentz the whole year.
Yep.
They should. They should run the wheels off of dang Sam Bradford.
I think they're gonna let him. He's actually gonna be. I think they like Chase Daniels too.
Jeez.
I say you do this is you just wait for Tony Romo to get hurt, and then you trade Sam Bradford for like 2 of those offensive linemen.
I like that guy they drafted though, Dak Prescott.
Ezekiel?
No, I'm talking about the quarterback they drafted.
Oh.
Prescott out of Mississippi State.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, so we know I think that where everyone's like uncomfortable with Dallas as a team because we just haven't seen them put them all together. You know, we haven't. You know, there's some real
concerns. Because they all stay suspended half the year.
Yeah, or hurt.
The moral and vibes of that team is just the same as the head coach and the coaches that have been there. You don't change the environment, it doesn't change.
But I don't think it's the coach, and I think it's more Jerry Jones, his whole any press is good press routine.
I mean, there's a reason why Homeboy's still the head coach.
Because he plays quarterback there?
Because he's a puppet.
Because you got what? McClain got suspended for what? Probably about the fucking 3rd, 4th year in a row.
Right.
Gregory can't stop smoking weed.
Yeah, that guy. But see, that shouldn't even count as a pick. I mean, you shouldn't even count on him. They still got Lel Collins though.
Yeah.
They have nobody on that roster, man. There is nobody on that roster. There's people that should be good, but we don't even know if they are good.
Is Sean Lee gonna be back? I swear he gets hurt about.
It don't matter. He'll be gone as soon as he gets back.
Yeah.
He'll be gone as soon as he gets back.
I remember the Cowboys fans used to try to say he was good as Luke Kuechly, man. That shit used to be funny.
I remember Cowboys blog was laughing at me because I told him that Sean Lee was injury prone.
He was laughing.
Oh man! Speaking of, I forgot to say this when we were talking about the NFC North. The Vikings got Laquan Treadwell.
I like Laquan Treadwell. I wanted him.
That guy's nice.
All around good, man. The Vikings are all around good. My only question on the Vikings is Bridgewater. He has a lot of support, man.
They don't ask him to do a lot though.
Because he can't do a lot.
Oh man, why do you hate on him? Because he got little hands.
I don't. You know what? When you got Adrian
Bridgewater
Peterson,
supporter though.
I like Bridgewater.
I thought Bridgewater should have went #1. That whole dropping him just because he messed up at the pro day was wrong to me.
Yep.
I thought Bridgewater was the best quarterback, and it was tied between him
and Bortles
and
Grubhub.
Him and Carr. And the only reason why I picked Bridgewater was because I had way more tape on Bridgewater, so I felt more comfortable. And with Carr, I didn't have that much, so I thought he was pretty nice from what I did see. But I don't know if maybe the game is too fast for him. He doesn't seem as good as, what I'm saying, like as good as I thought he was going to be. Not that he sucks.
In college, didn't he have who did he have as a good receiver? Devontae Parker?
Yeah, Louisville, yeah. Right, Louisville.
Yeah.
Yep.
He didn't have nobody his rookie year, though.
I think though, yeah. I mean, I don't think he didn't have Adrian Peterson his rookie year in the
And they still
NFL,
went to the
and
playoffs, didn't they?
yeah, and then last year they were a good team last year. I mean, they were a solid team. I don't think he was a weakness. I just don't think it was very as dynamic as people wanted it to be. But if you think about it again, it's kind of typical Minnesota stuff. As you had them bring in Mike Wallace, and they're
Kyle
trying to
Rudolph
find,
getting hurt made a big difference too, because Kyle Rudolph is
yeah,
a beast when he's there.
and then they didn't have what outside of
Stephon Diggs.
Charles Johnson, yeah, and Charles Johnson. I mean, those guys are just okay on other rosters. I mean, they're good players, but they're not like, all by themselves. So I still think this may be his year that you actually see him take a big step forward.
And Cordell, what happened to Cordell Patterson, man?
He sucks,
No,
man.
I used to like
Because I
Cordell.
drafted him on my fantasy team 2 years ago.
Man, Cordell used to be that dude when he first came in the league, man. He just fell off the map.
I used to want him on our team, man.
I thought he was going to be Percy Harvin, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just do everything.
What
Big.
happened? Didn't Percy Harvin retire?
I don't know.
Yeah. Migraines. I'm just kidding. All right, what division we got next?
We'll go NFC West.
Oh, God. How is the 49ers? They are gonna be dog shit.
They're gonna be that one there with the Browns, in my opinion.
And I don't think. Well, who else you got over there? That you got Seattle,
Seattle Cardinals,
Yeah,
and Rams.
and LA, right? That's gonna be basically San Francisco is gonna suck, and then everybody else in that division is gonna beat the hell out of each other.
I don't honestly, and I think this is a Rams problem. I don't think they give a fuck about winning any other game besides the Seahawks and the Seahawks and the Cardinals. I don't think they care the rest of the season. Like
They better care about LA because with Todd Gurley and Aaron Donald, I mean, there's at some point it may come together.
Like, remember when they did that whole? They were acting like they was returning it on half the field, and then they ran it on the other side, having people lay down to return kicks. It's like they go all. It's like they go all out to beat Seattle, and then the rest of the year is just like fuck it. And I think
they're pulling the wool over the owner's eyes. That's why. I think they figure if we can show that we can beat Seattle, the owner will feel we can beat them. So just give Fisher some more time. He's gonna create it. He can beat Seattle. You know, I think they're pulling the wool over the owner's eyes.
Fisher is a horrible. I swear, like I think he's made the playoffs maybe 3 times in 20 years or something crazy that I saw. That was like he's really bad.
Well, I tell you one thing is you guys better go ahead and just put Todd Gurley up for a 2,000-yard season.
Because they got no quarterback?
Yeah, with a rookie quarterback, and they have no weapons.
Oh, what they got? Don't they got Tavon Austin?
Tavon Austin he's Percy Harvin. He's not
Kenny Britt. They got Tavon Austin, Kenny Britt. They got a few dudes on there, man. They
let Jared Cook go though.
Yeah, they did, huh?
If you have a strong running game, you can help a rookie quarterback a lot. And if the problem is their defense was supposed to be like 2 years ago what Carolina's was.
Because they took about 50 million people for the front seven because of the RG3 trade.
Yeah, and
I remember they trolled the Redskins and made everybody who got picked up from that trade go out.
Go to the coin flip.
Yeah.
Oh, that's messed up.
So I guess so. Here's the real question then: is that so what you're saying is that Seattle's a solid third, and this is between not Seattle,
Rams,
L.A. Yeah, because I want to call them St. Louis, but this is between Arizona and Seattle. Have you watched that All In on Amazon?
Nah, I just seen the little commercials and the little brief parts from it.
All right, I didn't know if that, because I think that changes my mind in a bad way. Like I think I'm overly influenced by that show to thinking they're better than they are.
Now, here's the thing that the Panthers fans know well. After that playoff game, do any of y'all think Carson Palmer is going to have Jake Delhomme disease?
I don't know. Jake Delhomme had an injury. That's why he got messed up. I think the Cards are a legitimate problem.
You remember that first game back that next year?
It was off. Yeah, it was a repeat. It was 7 more interceptions.
He threw like 6-7 interceptions that first game.
That was when I had it up to here with him.
He was never the same after that.
Every bye week, Jake had a bad game that year. Because I went to that Oakland game, he threw 4 picks after a bye week. Then after a bye week again in the playoffs, he threw 5 picks. Then after coming off,
Ron had that problem when he first came too. We couldn't win after a bye.
Yeah, that injury, man.
With Palmer, the problem is he ain't ever been that good, and people want to say that because they went on that 9-0 run or whatever, and he's found a lot more success in Arizona than he has pretty much anywhere else. He's crumbled under pressure. He crumbled in that NFC Championship game. Now, I mean, we also destroyed him at the same time, but I was not afraid of Carson Palmer on that day. Now, maybe it's because I hadn't been afraid of anybody.
After that Green Bay game where he was like, well, next week, hopefully, we're going to be able to open back up the whole playbook since I got so nervous. I was like, huh?
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how good he is, and
you're a 30-something-year-old quarterback. You're not Teddy Bridgewater. You're not Derek Carr. You're not a young guy, and you have been to the playoffs before. I mean, when he was with the Bengals and he had Chad Johnson and Hushmanzada and all them. Mm-hmm. This isn't your first rodeo. What are you doing?
And I don't know if you guys got to go watch that All-In series. It's real good. And my thing that I did not like about the Cardinals organization from their GM all the way down to the players is there was a real vibe of, like, this is the best chance we ever have and may ever will have to win the Super Bowl from the very first game. And I think that, from our team, I don't think we have a mantra like that. I think Dave Gettleman wants to win the Super Bowl every year, but I don't think he's going to go try to get the closer at the trade deadline like you're a baseball team.
Yeah, but I mean, how many more good years are you going to get out of Carson? How many more good years are you going to get out of Larry Fitzgerald? You had Chris Johnson decide he wanted to be a running back again. You had Dwight Freeney as your best pass rusher. So they had a lot going on that I can see why they would think that window is closing. Because at key positions, they are an older team. Now,
do you think that teams talk like that normally?
I think it's certain teams like that. Like Denver might before, well, not this year, but I think they've walked into years thinking that.
Like the last 3 years. Yeah.
But my whole thing is, how long is it going to take Tyrann Mathieu to come back? Because he's going to miss probably a good chunk of the year.
Is he?
I mean, he got hurt, late in the year? It was like, the last regular season game?
Mm-hmm. I don't know how long. I didn't even know it's still out.
So who wins it?
Arizona, hands down. Is my opinion.
So is Seattle? Have we seen the decline of that team then?
I think we definitely have seen the decline of Seattle.
I think Seattle's gonna win it personally.
It wouldn't surprise me if Seattle won it. To be honest, I don't know. It's either way. There's a decline in Seattle. Carson Palmer doesn't convince me anymore. No, you know what?
The thing is, when they handed
I'm picking Arizona.
When they handed Russ them keys at the second part of last year, he looked really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
He's good, man. He's damn good. Like, I can't. I mean, I want to dislike him because
he's a cornball.
Yeah,
he's good.
I'm
picking Cardinals. They're gonna win the division. They're not gonna be the better team at the end by the end of the year, though.
My issues with Seattle is let's see how they do without Marshawn Lynch. Whether you stop him or not, you always got to play him. That offensive line is terrible across.
Yeah, that offensive line is horrible.
Left tackle, the right tackle, all
right.
trash. You know, Russell Wilson is a little fella. If he start getting hit and beat up, let's see how that affect him. I just don't see them as the better team, you know, as of right now. I think Arizona is going to win that division.
That's the only thing that scares me about that offensive line. But the Cardinals' offensive line isn't that good to me either.
It's way better than the Seahawks.
But I do know Seattle, I think I saw on Pro Football Focus that none of their offensive linemen is going to play at the same position they played last year.
It's bad.
For Seattle?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if they're
their
gonna be able to
defense all
figure out
around.
how to use, if they can figure out how to use Jimmy Graham, dude.
He was hurt. That's all. I mean, they got a lot of weapons. They got some weapons over there. You know what they got over there? They got wide receivers that fit the way Russell Wilson played. They're not the kind. They're not, you know, Antonio
Sort of like
Brown.
our weapons last year, I would compare that to, because you had Doug Baldwin, who to me,
Tyler Lockett.
He led the league in touchdowns last year. I'm sure with your Antonio Browns, your Julios, nobody probably even noticed that. But Doug Baldwin led the league in touchdowns last year.
You got Tyler Lockett, Graham. There's a bunch. There's a few that fit. That really fit their stuff.
Even Curse is pretty good.
You got some weapons over there. Well, let's see how the run game do. Let's see how the offensive line hold up. You know, let's see what's up. You know,
I trust their defense more than Arizona's defense, though.
Arizona is just a tough ass team. Arizona got some weapons too, man. Them wide receivers are still tough.
Yeah, but I mean, who you gonna have pass rush for Arizona? If Dwight Freeney was leading your team in sacks, I don't think you have that good of a pass rush. I think
go ahead.
They depend too much on that secondary, in my opinion.
Oh shit, they both. Well, you know, we'll see. They did add some couple dudes to the defensive line. They drafted a defensive tackle. I don't know. Well, see, what happens is a team that could score like that, they force you to start passing more, and that plays right into their defensive strength. Just like the Colts did. The Colts couldn't stop the run when Peyton Manning was there, but they was built on not stopping the run. They were just built off stopping big plays. And what happened when Peyton would score a whole bunch of points, and you would have been in the run on your own. They wouldn't have to stop and run. And you start passing, you play right into their defensive scheme.
But I don't think their secondary is as good as it was last year, though. I mean, Matthews gonna be out a good chunk of the year. He's probably gonna start off on the PUP list. They lost that other corner, not Peterson, but what was the corner on the other side?
Was it Cromartie?
Nah.
That was 2 years ago.
Was it Powers? Or Buchanan? Or no, Buchanan is the one that played linebacker. I can't think of his name. What happened to Darrell Washington? Thinking about it, I swear he's been suspended for like 3 years too.
He's good in coverage though.
Man, I remember when we played them. We played them 1 year, and like all they did was let him spot Cam, and like he was catching Cam every time. I've never seen anybody be able to spot that good on him.
Shit,
he's still on the roster.
I know he was suspended all of last year, all the year before.
Damn. Getting paid.
Yeah, he's had a lot of problems. I think didn't he did something. I think it was something weird too. Like it might have been steroids or something. I don't remember.
I got them.
I want to know who this damn cornerback you're talking about is. Not Harlan Miller.
Was it Gerard Powers, maybe?
I don't even see him on the roster.
Exactly. I think they lost him.
Well, that would be why.
And then to nobody, man, the Honey Badger.
He ain't no joke at safety. That's what it is, man.
Man, honestly, if he would have finished out the year, I would have gave him a run for the money of winning Defensive Player of the Year.
They picked up Tyron Branch. I know that.
What's that, safety?
Yep.
Okay.
Fast.
But yeah, Matthew, man, he can cover wide receivers like a corner. He's a beast at safety, and he really can tackle like a linebacker, man. Honey Badger's dope,
He
man.
bowled out. He bowled the hell out.
But me personally, I got Seattle, Arizona, Rams, 49ers. Because the 49ers' weapons, besides the fact they don't know who their quarterback is going to be, their weapons are horrible. I looked at their roster, man. I think they got Torrey Smith at wide receiver. The only other wide receiver I knew was Bruce Ellington. They used to play at South Carolina.
Yeah.
They still have Anquan Bolden, though, don't they?
Nah,
he's a free agent.
He's a free. Oh, sheesh.
They have no wide receivers if you look at their roster.
They're trash.
So pretty much it's going to be Carlos Hyde, and that's why to me they have to start Kaepernick. Because Kaepernick can at least make you some plays. Blake Kaepernick needs weapons.
I think Kaepernick and Chip Kelly could get along well, man. I think he fits.
I think so too. I think you're right. Is that everybody see? Here's the thing: is Kaepernick happened what happened to RG3 and even Cam Newton his second year is that you are either on their bandwagon, the media bandwagon. You're either on they're either behind you or they're not. And so they wrote the story for him being sorry, and he obviously had a hurt shoulder. The whole team was trash as it was, and they let that narrative of him
because I remember
take over.
I actually picked on him because remember when they benched him, they put him on IR. So I thought it was okay. Maybe he just gonna take the whole year off because he don't want to, because he got benched. But I know right after that, I think he had like 3 surgeries back to back to back.
Yeah. I mean, he's not, so we don't really know, and you know that ESPN is like that. They ditched Cam for the latest flavor of the month with them when Luck and RG3 came in. Mm-hmm. And you know what? And what have they done to those guys? The same damn thing. RG3 stinks, though, when we haven't seen anything. I'm actually rooting for the guy because of how bad it is. And then Andrew Luck, they really got off the bandwagon on him last year, too.
I always felt like Andrew Luck wasn't that good.
Yeah, same here. To me, RG3, he did it to himself, man.
Yeah.
He went in there, he started beefing with the butter on his bread. Had they not got rid of Mike and Kyle Shanahan and just went and got Wade Phillips as a defensive coordinator, there's no telling where that team would have been. We went over there, he got rid of Mike Shanahan, and he's in the situation he is. As far as Andrew Luck, to me, I always thought he was Matt Ryan. He reminded me of Matt Ryan. I went to his games personally in Stanford. I never seen nothing great about him. He just looked like a good quarterback, like Matt Ryan to me. He needs a lot.
I'm always mad about him. I just get pissed that everybody acts like he already in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
well, that's part of the whole Peyton Manning thing. If there wasn't Peyton Manning in front of him, and it's weird because usually it's the opposite that happens. But what happened here was that you have Peyton Manning in front of him. They made a big deal about, do you give Peyton Manning one more year? Or do you draft a quarterback? They let him go. It was all on Andrew Luck, and Andrew Luck didn't let the team drown. So because of that, it made it seem like, he is as good as Peyton Manning, and I think that's where he got it from.
I hate those situations, though. Like with Matt Ryan making the playoffs in his first year. Atlanta was a playoff team before Vic went to jail. They tanked that year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The Colts made the playoffs every year for shit. Probably the past
12. It was 12 straight
years or whatever it was. Before they drafted Andrew Luck. They tanked to get Andrew Luck. And you already know Carolina way, a lot of us don't fuck with Luck because he dodged us anyway. Remember
That's why I hate the dude. I hate the dude. Went back for interior design.
Well, they designing his ass right now because this year
he got his degree in architectural design. I always say he got it in interior design.
My whole thing is, are you really gonna use it after football?
Fuck no, man. He's bullshit. He's gonna be using
it. He's got to design his palace that he's just gonna buy with that $140 billion he just got. Yeah.
But I will give him props because he didn't end up like Johnny Manziel. And this is why I say, even though I don't want to get deep into that, Johnny Manziel do what the fuck he want to do because he was rich when he was born.
Johnny Manziel
did never have to worry about it. Your dad's a billionaire. Like,
I like Johnny.
Man,
Johnny Manziel
came out the womb wearing $100 bill Pampers and shit.
His dad or his great grandfather fought like somebody big time. Like it was like some crazy boxer from like the 20s or some mess, and he was like an Iranian immigrant, and he fought this dude. And he won or something, and then took that or maybe it was $2,000. He lost, and he took his $2,000 and bought an oil rig, and that's how they got rich.
Shit,
it's crazy. It's awesome. It's like an Iranian terrorist in the 1920s.
Yeah, but at least he didn't end up like that. But to me, Andrew Luck is a gunslinger. He's more built into Brett Favre. Either he's gonna do something great, or he's gonna totally wreck everything.
This guy had Andre Johnson. T.Y. Hilton is better than people give him credit for. That's number one.
T.Y. bad boy, man.
Yeah.
Dante Moncrief. He had Fleener, Dennis Allen. This dude had Terry. He had Bradshaw. I mean, goddamn, like how much you need, dude? Like
that whole thing is though they draft so many weapons. They was like, fuck defense. Like we don't care about.
They do the same thing, man. They go and get these old ass mofos to throw on the defense and free agency, and then they try to put together this offense that makes everybody excited. I heard they're getting away from the 2 tight end set, but that's one thing.
I mean, they have to. They lost Fleener.
And not to mention, they got
the other thing you were talking about Luck being a gunslinger. One of my buddies always says this. He says he has the most fourth quarter comebacks because he threw the most first half interceptions.
He leads. Yep. How many times have he led the league in turnovers? And he had a year where he had a less than 54 completion percentage.
But he should be a Hall of Famer. He's better than Cam.
He's better than everybody. He said he's better than John Unitas, and he's smarter than Joe Montana. And that was
got paid like it. And he got paid like it. The ugliest too. He's the ugliest dude ever as well.
I had another name for him when he came out anyway. I said Andrew Luck was the next great white hope at quarterback.
Old neckbeard.
Yeah.
In a time when all the option quarterbacks, your Russes, your Cams, your RG3s came out, that's why he was the next great white hope, man, at quarterback. But let's move on.
Let's move
on.
Go
ahead, Tony.
No, I'm good.
Was talking. All right. Lastly, the one that's gonna create, I'm sure, the most disagreements. The NFC South, man. RTP will let you start off, man.
Why I gotta start off?
Because you're the only one that's not a Panthers fan.
Yeah, so I should go last.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go last.
All right. PNasty, go ahead and start us off, man.
I think people overlooking our defensive tackle rotation. I think you can't underplay what pressure in a quarterback face do. Okay, I like our safeties because Trey Boston was playing a lot of passing downs these past 2 years. 7-9 pick Kurt Coleman we still got. We rushed 4 guys. We dropped 7 in coverage. Our corners do not play a whole lot of field. Okay, that's number one. Benjamin makes a huge difference. We was in there playing with our number 1 wide receiver is number 5 on most teams. Then you got Corey Brown. And here we get Funchess and KB. And you got to look at the whole situation. You got to look at the whole thing. You got to play Stewart, who was number 2 in rushing behind the Buffalo Bills last year. You got to play Cam. You got to play Tolbert. If you ain't that type of team that can stop the run with the front 7 like most ain't, you got to add a guy in the box. And what does that do with the receivers and the tight end we have? Last year, teams was able to single cover our wide receivers because neither one of them demanded a double team, and they double and triple team Olsen. You cannot play us that way this year. Denver did it. No one else gonna be able to do it this year. Period.
I hate when people say that. When Denver figured out the formula. You do not have Von Miller,
Nope.
DeMarcus Ware,
Malik
Derek Wolfe,
Jackson,
and Malik Jackson on your defense
Chris
line.
Harris.
You do
But
not
you can-
have probably the best 3 corners put together in the league with Chris
TJ
Harris, Aqib Talib, and
TJ
Bradley
Ward.
Roby.
Right. Wade
Don't-
Phillips.
That defense was legit, man. But even though they played great, man, I felt like, gosh, our offense could not find a way. And I mean, I'm not trying to take away from how good their defense was in the Super Bowl, but our offense just was not clicking at all. And once Jonathan Stewart got hurt, we didn't have. I don't even think we had Cameron Artis-Payne activated, so we were done at running back then.
We had Fozzie, and Fozzie can't block none of us from getting to the quarterback.
He's not that good. And the other thing is that, look, we held them to like 115 yards. So it's not like it was just dominant. We were in that game, even though we played like garbage.
Right.
So here, I don't know, man. This is where I feel like after the Super Bowl, coming into this kind of picture with our division, is that last year my expectations were kind of low in the fact that, you had the excuse, we had questions at offensive line. We didn't know if Michael Orr was going to be any good. We didn't know how Remmers was going to look late in the season. And then Kelvin Benjamin goes down, no continuity again. I thought, hey, we're going to win the division. But, nobody saw 15-1.
I didn't see 15-1, but we did have arguments about how I felt like we were going to win 11, 12 games.
Right,
I said 13-3, and I said we will win the Super Bowl.
But 15, I was so high last season, guys. I felt like I could have walked in front of a train and stopped it. At any moment, have you ever felt like it? Be honest. How many times in your life as a Panther fan have you walked into the fourth quarter and just been down and not even sweat? We're gonna win. No, I mean, and I don't know. I think it's more me and fear. Like, God, how do you recapture that? You know what I'm saying? And that's tough. But here's the thing that makes me more nervous is that the talent is there. So, it should. If you look at last year's problem.
Me and Tony get into it for anybody who's just watching this for the first time. Because to me, Tony is a Debbie Doubter. Tony, oh my, bruh.
I'm nervous.
Me and Tony get into it so many times because Tony will be walking into the game. I'm not sure if we're gonna win.
Let me stick my head up in here real quick. This is kind of exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I have two things. The first point is when you guys talk about, no one has a Von Miller, no one has this and that, no one has this and that. But there's a lot of teams in the NFL that are better than the Falcons, and the Falcons beat you guys, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, that tells me that you don't need a Von Miller. You don't need whatever they had. You don't need all of that. It's possible, okay?
How many people got a Julio, though? They don't win that game without Julio.
You don't need to. I mean, all they have is Julio. There's other teams that are offensively built better because they don't just have a Julio. They have other things.
But again, we watched that game together, though. If Julio doesn't make that catch, do they win the game?
Of course, but the point is the defense. What the defense did to Cam Newton, if you can have the Falcons defense do that to Cam Newton, then a lot of defense could do that to Cam Newton, okay? And that's all you really need.
That wasn't what it was, though. It was our defense couldn't get Matt Ryan that game at all.
It was both. It was, it was
all right, let's
their defense
be real.
getting to you. But hold on, let me finish. So we have that factor, and then the same factor that Tony was just saying right now, which was that you had a year where you were in the fourth quarter and you were just like, I'm not even worried about it. We're gonna win. that tells me, because I've said it many times, you guys had a special year. So special, in fact, that I feel like you can't take nothing away from that year. You really can't. It was just one of those years where it's like,
But again,
dude, I just got to throw it away because there's no way you can take anything from that year. You guys had a special year. That's what you got to call it, a special year.
You can say that, but really, I keep telling you this. That special moment has been years in the making. Really, that team last year and this team this year, you can compare it to the 03 team, but them guys knew it. Jake, Jordan Gross, all of them, when they got interviewed, said it. We have the most talent that we have right now than we've ever had as a whole franchise.
Well, not at corner.
Besides
I don't
corner.
think so. I don't
But
think so.
again, we've only had, what, 3 maybe franchise quarterbacks in our history? Kerry Collins, Jake, and Cam.
But I mean, you're in the moment right now. Of course, you're gonna feel that way. You know, if you go after the next quarterback you have after Cam Newton, and that whole era comes down, you go down the line, and you finally get a team that's a contender, you're gonna feel the same way. We've never had this much talent like we had even in the Cam Newton days. We didn't have. You're gonna feel like that at the moment.
All right.
But
so
again,
here-
wait. This is the same dude who, in his mind, in RTP's mind, Jameis Winston is a franchise quarterback.
Right.
Cam Newton just won the fucking MVP, won 15 games, and he's not a franchise quarterback. So it's no getting into that debate with that man.
Let me explain
What
why.
do you mean he's
not
not
like
a
I'm
franchise quarterback?
It's not like I'm just saying it to say it. This is my explanation. This is why I say that, because for one, like I said just a little while ago, you have to throw this season away. You have to. It was a magical season. I can't take nothing from this season. I can't take this season and say, oh, it's a for sure for now. I can't say that. So you throw this season away, then what do you have? Okay, it's not like Cam Newton has been showing me constantly that he's that guy that he was last year.
Let me tell you what you got. You got a 3-time Pro Bowler. You got Offensive Rookie of the Year. You got the guy that has stats that are equivalent to Tom Brady's as a rookie. I mean, as through his first 5 years of quarterback. You got a guy that's led a team to win 3 consecutive. Go ahead and write it down for 4. So let's not act like Cam hasn't shown us enough.
I mean, you can say all the stats. You can say all the stats you want to say. You can say that you guys won the division 3 times and act like you guys didn't win a division with 7-8-1 record. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait! Don't forget to add the second part of that with Cam on one leg.
It doesn't matter. Again, you can say a stat and then you look into it more and realize that the stat is really not that great.
You know, let me just go ahead and
say everything you want to say. You can say
that Cam Newton is going to get better.
Hold on. You can say like Team Money and say, oh, this is what Cam Newton has done in the last 3 years, and then say, well, what about the year before that? And understand that he's had more non-winning seasons than he's had winning seasons.
But I proved you that at the same time. You said something because Jameis Winston went 6-10. Well, Cam went 6-10 his rookie year. So if Cam wasn't
we went 4-12, I think.
No, we didn't. We won 6 games that first year.
Yeah, we won 6 games. First off, that year we went on Cam's rookie year. We had 18 guys on IR. John Beeson, Thomas Davis, 9 guys on our defense, 9 guys on our offense.
He threw 400 yards his first 2 games.
Right.
But doesn't.
But go ahead, RTP. Keep talking. I'm listening.
I'm talking. Okay, the fact that you guys make it seem like
it was magical. It wasn't skill.
No. It's not. It's not about that. About being magical. Cam Newton. The season itself. Your whole team, defense, and this is the thing. Even on defense, okay, we know we can sit here and all agree that your defense is good. But even to your defensive standard, it was just magical. The whole season was magical. Okay, so
our defense wasn't even as good though as it usually is last year.
Really, if you want to talk about front 7 wise, our best year since we had Cam was 2013.
See, you're taking one part of it. You're taking one little part. I'm talking about your defense as a whole. Your defense had a whole. Have you ever had that many turnovers in your defense?
We always top teams in turnovers, and we always top team in defense.
But have you ever had that many turnovers from your defense?
Yeah, it was luck. I know. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay, I'm not saying it's luck. Okay, I'm saying it was a magical season. It was a great train.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing:
Yeah, but this is what I hate when people-
we're gonna decline, and we're gonna be 14-2.
It's not declining. It's coming back to reality. I'm not saying it's declining. I'm saying
Can
you guys are
I
gonna
put 1 point in? 1 point. You said you haven't seen anything. You can tell me these stats or whatever. Show me what Cam has done beyond last year. You know one stat you haven't seen Cam do in a game? I'm pretty sure is this. 5 interceptions in a single game. Now, I'm pretty sure that Jameis Winston has done that like 3 times.
That's okay though.
It's not okay.
How is that a franchise?
Why is that not
quarterback
okay?
and Cam is not.
Because that's again. First of all, you're talking about 2 different things. See, first of all, this is Jameis Winston. Okay, this is not Cam Newton. I have to be able to run the ball to play good. This is Jameis.
Wait. When I remember
35 touchdowns last year.
Hold up. When I remember Jameis' first couple touchdowns this past year, it was running touchdowns.
Yeah, but again, he's not. Look, Jameis Winston as a quarterback throwing the ball is nice. Okay, he doesn't have to.
He is not. He is not.
What are you talking about?
You want to know how? You want to know how I've heard you? Hold up.
Let me do something.
And you want to know how I caught this man in the lie? I've heard you complain about Jameis deep ball. So he can't be that nice.
I'm saying as a quarterback. I'm not talking about. I'm saying as a quarterback. The guy reads the defense.
That's not when he plays in games.
Yeah, he reads the defense. He changes the pass protection. He audibles. He does all of that. Okay, his rookie year, he was doing all of that. He threw
Cam
a lot
Newton
of.
was doing all of that. They developed the whole playbook around Cam Newton's offense.
Cam, I doubt Cam Newton was doing what Jameis Winston was doing his rookie year. Okay,
you're right. He was doing more.
He was doing better.
No, I'm talking about what's on his plate, not statistics, not what he was looking at. Bro, you have 2 quarterbacks. That doesn't mean they're doing the same thing. You got systems, you got defenses that come into play.
You got Dirk Cutter, you got Mike Evans, you got Vincent Jackson.
Okay,
he had way better weapons than Cam had his rookie year.
What I seen from Jameis Winston shows me that he's gonna be a lot better. Okay, clearly.
What I seen from Jameis Winston was 6 interceptions in 2 games.
And what week was that?
We played you week 17.
He had like 5 interceptions in 1 game. Let me just go ahead and tell you. I know that you don't like this thing called stats.
He's a rookie.
But he threw 22.
Yes,
he threw 22 touchdowns.
Before I think it was like week 4. Okay, after week 4, he finally got the game of the speed. He's gonna try. He's gonna test it. He was testing everything. It was bad in the very beginning. He was testing. He was getting used to the speed of the game.
All right.
I hate that though. Me and RTP sat there and watched week 17. What was your excuse for Jameis throwing them interceptions?
38-10.
That wasn't the problem. That game was the defense.
You didn't say in that game that
38-10.
You said Jameis was trying too hard is why he threw them interceptions versus.
See, it would be fine if you just were talking about Jameis Winston not being bad, but the fact that you said Cam is not a franchise, that's where the problem is. He ain't got nothing about your.
Because you guys are saying he's a franchise quarterback because of what he just did. I don't buy that. I cannot buy it.
No, I said Cam was a franchise quarterback.
No.
He won offensive rookie of the year. Why didn't Jameis win offensive rookie of the year?
Because of Todd Gurley?
Jameis Winston win the MVP of the league.
Did Jameis finish second?
If that happens, call us back.
Did Jameis even finish in the top 3 in voting for offensive rookie of the year?
Well, he won offensive Pepsi rookie of the year.
One
One of the other rookie of the year, but it was Todd Gurley in front of him.
38-10.
That was the Coca-Cola rookie of the year.
You can say whatever it is. Jameis Winston, what Jameis Winston was told to do, Jameis did it to perfection. Okay, that's what the defense that he had to. Yes, the defense that he had to play with. Okay, giving up more than 70%.
Top 10 defense.
Top 10.
They gave up more than 70% when they passed the ball. More than 70%. Jameis Winston only started.
Man, unless Jameis Winston can get out there and kick the damn ball, I don't want to hear about
Jameis
crap.
Winston.
Jameis had a top 10 defense. Cam Newton, you know what his defense was his rookie year?
27th.
Right. Okay. Again, listen to what I'm trying to say here. The only time Jameis Winston probably maybe 4 times in the whole season had the ball not on the 20. Only about 4 times out of the whole season.
Dude, Cam's rookie year, we always had it on a 20.
Okay. Well,
we
look,
didn't have no. In fact, we never really have
returners. This is what I'm telling you. Jameis was not doing no option read, none of that stuff that Cam Newton has to do.
That ain't Cam's fault.
But it ain't Jameis either. It's not Jameis either.
Yes, it is. If he can't do it, I can't dunk a basketball goal. That's my fault. It ain't your fault.
Hey, Jameis Winston runs with 4.9.
I don't want to do that. We don't want to do a option. We don't want to do that. We want our quarterback to sit in the pocket and sling it like a quarterback's supposed to do it. And that's why I'm trying to explain to you guys.
400 yards.
Yes. And
lost because we had no defense. So I don't want to hear shit about defense.
I'm trying to
400 yards and we lost.
I'm trying to explain to you that you guys are not going to have the same season next year because they already caught on to everything that Cam's doing.
But listen. If they caught on, then how can we beat the natural born dog shit out of the Buccaneers 38-10, beat Seattle and keep the living shit out of Seattle?
Because Lovey is stubborn in his ways on defense. That's why.
Oh my! Cam is going into his 6th year. How many times has Cam lost to your team?
How many? Again, we got Lovey. We had Lovey. We had Greg Schiano. Come on now.
Cam has never lost to your team besides his rookie year.
Dude, hey man, listen.
And honestly, you know why we lost to him in that rookie year? Because Doug Martin ran for like 200 yards, and that's why we drafted Star and KK.
We murked him the rookie year. We murked the dog shit out of him the rookie year. It was a year after that where Chudzinski lost his damn mind. But
hey, let me tell you this. This is what he said. Real Talk said that's not what they're trying to do. That's why they're not good or whatever. This is why. Let me see. You can look at my screen. You say, we're not trying to run that read option. We're not trying to do those things. We're trying to do something else. This is what you're trying to do right here. 2011.
Why don't you show your stats? Why don't you show your stats since you guys got Cam Newton?
We was the opposite. Actually, if you want to honestly
show that record.
Honestly,
we went 12-4 one year. We got more wins. Look, in the last 6.
How you stop?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
In 2 years. That is it. Out of what? 5 years?
Cam and Jameis have the same record.
Let me tell you this.
Out of 5 years.
10,
tell me why.
16.
Tell me why Cam Newton went and threw 5 touchdowns to 5 different wide receivers, and everybody was all over Cam. And quietly, Jameis did the same thing his rookie year.
Cam did it.
Hey, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
No.
The last 2 years,
we was better than Jameson's.
And Jameis did it his rookie year. So everything that they're saying, Cam is looking like a good quarterback. Jameis is already looking like his rookie year. And that's what you guys don't understand.
No, we get that, but I don't understand why you're attacking Cam. Let me just tell you this. You guys have won 22 games since 2011. 22 games. We won more games in the 7-8-1 season and last year than y'all have won in 4 seasons, 5 seasons. So like, you want to talk about the stats? You want to talk about what has Cam done? Cam Newton has won 3 NFC championships back to back. So look,
quarterback that's been in the division for 5 years, and Jameis Winston who's been in the division for 1 year.
Tony, can you bring up Cam's rookie year versus Jameis rookie year numbers?
Every quarterback that I've talked about, it has happened to. Kaepernick, Griffin.
As what?
You've been saying that for Cam since I've been in the CTC.
And it's been true. That's the problem. It's been true except for this last year. And because of this last year, you guys are making it seem like he's not that guy. Just because of this last year. He will have to prove it to me again for me to feel like, okay, maybe he does got it. Maybe he does got it.
Who rookie year was better? Who rookie year was better? Cam or Jameson's?
Cam's. Cam has records that's still rookie records that hasn't been broken yet.
RTP, who was better? Cam.
What does that mean? What is that? That's a stat. What does that mean?
You just said that we're comparing his 5th year to yours. I'm saying your rookie year. to my rookie year,
As
who
a
was better?
quarterback, we're not talking about a team. We're talking about a quarterback. As
You
a
listening?
quarterback,
What
Jameis
about as a
Winston
football
is
player?
already,
No,
if not
no,
past
no.
what Cam Newton is, as a quarterback, as a pocket
Newton-
quarterback. Do you
Cam
know why
Newton
you
as a
guys?
quarterback
Do you
versus
know
Jameis
why?
Winston as a quarterback.
Do
Who
you know
rookie
why
year
you guys
won?
gave up a touchdown in the Super Bowl? Because Cam did not feel the pressure from Von Miller.
Listen,
That's why.
listen.
That's why.
God.
Cam Newton
Jameis.
This
rookie
guy.
year versus Jameis
Pokemon
Winston rookie
Go.
year.
That's all I can say.
Again.
Pokemon No.
Like I said, all it is 1 year. You take this year away, we will see. I've said it again against Robert Griffin. I said it against Kaepernick. Any quarterback that needs to run.
You said the same thing about Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson's
No,
been good
I didn't
every
say
year.
that about Russell Wilson. I said Russell Wilson's different. He runs to see. Same thing like Drew Brees, except Drew doesn't run as much as Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson runs to see. He doesn't run because he needs to run to make a play, or he needs to run because he doesn't know how to go through his progression. Okay? If you have a quarterback that solely relies on the system, not relying on his progression, not relying on anything else, that's a problem. You're not going to make it.
So Cam doesn't make progression.
He made it last year. You know why? Because he had so much time in the pocket. And
Cam
that's
has
why,
more passing yards. Listen,
and
Cam
that's
rookie year, he
why
got more passing yards than Jameis Winston got right now.
against
Hey.
what?
Why does
He
Cam
has-
have more passing yards this
he
rookie
has
year
no-
than Jameis Winston had this rookie year?
He has no debate for that.
What? It doesn't need to be debated. Who cares?
All right, both went 6-10.
Exactly. So you
they're-
can't even bring up record.
The completion percentage was higher for Cam Newton, 60% versus 58.3. He threw 8 more yards. He threw 1 less touchdown, but he also had 2 more interceptions than Jameis Winston his rookie year. But he also ran for, let's see, his first year. He had, how many rushing touchdowns did he have? His
8.
first year, was it that?
No,
Was it?
is
Where's
it-
20?
Wasn't the first year the year he set the record?
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, he set the
Yeah,
record
he
for
had
most
14
touchdowns.
rushing. So, and he had 700 yards on the ground. So he put up almost 5,000 yards that season.
Bombs.
He did throw more picks, but here's the thing. Is that, look, you can't quantify, you can't say this. You can't just simply say this garbage about as a pocket passer, but then take out everything else, and then say, and not give Cam the athleticism and his versatility, because part of the reason that he's so amazing is because he is the best dude on the football field at all times.
That's what I hate.
Our whole
Athleticism.
point, listen, whoa. Our whole point is this, is that nobody was trashing on Jameis Winston at all.
I didn't,
Until you said this. Cam Newton is not a franchise quarterback. He just
I don't change my opinion if someone's trashing or not trashing. It doesn't change to me. This is how I look at it. I see Jameis and I see, okay, this is the future. He knows what he's doing. I see it. I
Tony
see Cam
Dunn.
Newton and I see that he's not this quarterback that everyone thinks. If you give him time, the time that this guy was getting with that pocket, anybody could look like that. Anybody, if you give him that time.
Hey,
I don't
Who?
Done.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm listening, Willie.
Let me say something real quick. Let me say one thing. This is the same guy that said Josh Freeman was better than Cam. It's the same guy.
Oh.
They said Luke McCown.
He was. As a pocket passer, he was.
There you go right there. He
God, this mug is on drugs. He didn't call
As a
restaurant
pocket passer.
runners.
Did Josh Freeman not drive down the field with a Cam team, drive down the field, tied the game, and then drove down the field again to win the game?
This is what I
Freeman?
hate. Okay.
Is Josh Freeman
Did
playing
not do
football anymore? No.
in the CFL?
Did he not do that against the Carolina Panthers? Yes.
All right.
Well, a
RCB,
broke clock is right
okay.
twice a day.
All right, hold up, though.
Just
Hold up.
like a broke
This is
Cam
what I
Newton
got to say.
can have a winning season twice in 5 years, right? Exactly my point.
This is
You
what
had
I
a
got.
magical year. Take it.
You haven't had a winning season.
Hold up. This is what I got to say to RTP. So you can talk about Cam had a good offensive line last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why can I not? Is it wrong for me to say Jameis had a decent rookie year because he had a running back in the top 5 and 2 6'5" receivers?
Yes.
And a top offensive coordinator?
Yes, you can say that.
So Jameis,
I'm not arguing with that.
How can I not say? So I can say it was Jameis' environments that made him look better than what he was.
And you can say that, and you would be in the right to say that. I have no problem with you saying that.
Hey, y'all, listen. These guys are talking now because it's July. By November,
That's when they always talk. That's right.
Right.
RTP
By-
will be
by
laying down,
November-
drunk as hell, can't make crow videos the right way because
That's
he's
He'll be
gone.
by that point in the season. He'll just be playing Pokemon
He'll
Go.
be
Not
having
with this quarterback. I'm telling you right now.
He'll be having 20-minute press conferences on why they lost.
Oh,
It's his
hell
crow
yeah,
video.
hell yeah.
Not with this
Dude,
quarterback. I'm telling you.
1
Not with
minute
this
crow.
quarterback.
Man, I hope I didn't really dislike the Bucks all that much until tonight.
Honestly though, but
Then I
RTP
did my job.
talks about Cam not being able to see Von Miller. Why couldn't Jameis Winston
Not see, feel.
Okay, so why Jameis couldn't feel? Hold up. Let me finish the point. Jameis Winston was getting killed by Ryan Delaire. So why he couldn't feel him?
No, but you know what, though? I guarantee you.
Again, what week was that, bro? That was like week 3. You're talking about a 5th-year quarterback. A 5th-year quarterback.
38 to 10.
Wait. A 5th-year
38 to 10.
quarterback that you guys
38
are
to 10.
praising for things that Jameis Winston is doing his rookie year.
Josh
What is
Allen.
that?
Miller
Bro, wait,
is
wait.
one of the
Did
best
is
pass
it not
rushers
true?
in the league.
It doesn't
Who
matter.
doesn't he do like that?
It doesn't matter. How do you not feel the guy where you have your ball right
Hold
out
up,
there
hold
for
up,
him to
hold
strip
up,
it
hold
for a
up.
freaking
Okay.
touchdown?
This I'm gonna
That
kill this
shouldn't
shit.
happen, okay?
This I'm gonna kill this shit right here. Aaron Rodgers, the best quarterback in the league, right? Will you give him that?
Yeah.
Had 70 yards versus that defense,
Yeah.
and went like 9 of 23 versus that defense.
Oh,
Man,
and just
Cam
like
Newton has dominated the
and
Tampa
just
Bay
like I
Buccaneers since
say
he walked in
every
this league,
time.
and he will until the day he walks out.
Just like I say every time you guys try to bring up something like that, explain the Atlanta game, please. Thank you.
Hey, Jonathan Stewart was hurt. Ted Ginn
was hurt.
injury.
So how
Why don't we
many
do
MVPs? How many MVPs can you say? Oh well, the reason why they didn't win was because that MVP quarterback, his running back was hurt.
You know what's so funny,
Every
though?
quarterback,
Come on, bro.
every quarterback but Brady.
Brady?
So
Brady's the only one who does it by himself. That's
No,
like
and
saying-
Brady lost in the Super Bowl when they were. Look, here's the thing: is you want us to explain one game, why don't you explain the other 15?
That's
But
like
I've
saying.
16,
That's like saying
17.
I've explained
That's
it
like
already.
saying- that's
You
like
guys
saying-
say Von Miller this, Von Miller that. Vic Beasley. You let Vic Beasley look like Von Miller against you guys.
He had 1 sack.
hey,
Do
listen.
you understand that the Carolina game is half of Vic Beasley's highlight reel?
Hey, listen.
There's not one play of a Buccaneer in a Vic Beasley highlight.
You know why he brings up Atlanta?
Tampa's in everybody's highlight if you watch NFL.
Yeah, hey, listen.
Not Vic
Hey,
Beasley.
go look at Josh Norman highlights. But anyway, listen. The reason why he bring up Atlanta,
is
Not
Mariota's highlights.
Vic
Highlight
Beasley.
that highlight reel is what?
Again,
Tampa Bay.
explain to me Atlanta, and don't say
Hey, you know
and
what?
say,
Hey, you know why
our
he brings
running
up
back
Atlanta?
wasn't there.
you guys know why he bring up Atlanta?
Why do I bring up Atlanta?
Because the Buccaneers swept him. But he don't want to talk about how we put a foot in that ass.
But we know what to. Look, we can
Beat
talk
that
about
ass.
We can
Please.
talk about
I'll tell you
Heartbreak.
about Atlanta.
I watched the game.
At Atlanta, that was a game that we
was
didn't have
simple.
to win.
RTP has the same excuses that he has every 3 years with his franchise. We had a coach who wasn't that good. That is his excuse for everything. Lovey is the fault of why they lost 10 games last year.
Because the year before last year, I had no problems with the coach. No problems with the coach.
Week 17, what was your excuse for y'all losing?
This year,
Mm-hmm.
it was the coach.
It's always the coach. It's always the coach.
No, I said the year before last, it wasn't the coach. I didn't have a problem with the coaching. It wasn't the coach last year. The year before last, it was something else. It wasn't the coach. The year before that was the offensive line and Shiano.
Hey, he said Josh Freeman is better than Cam Newton. I'm gonna put that on Twitter. He said Josh Freeman is better than Cam Newton.
It's not you. He's a better pocket passer than Cam Newton. Cam Newton is not a good pocket passer. Period. Period.
Look. Why are you? I don't know why you're calling out Cam Newton in that game, because it wasn't the Falcons' defense that necessarily. Julio had 178 yards receiving.
How many points did you guys score?
178.
How many points did you guys score in that game?
They don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about the whole game.
13.
How many?
Wait. Aren't you guys?
How many points did you score against?
Wait, don't switch the subject.
No. This is part of it. This.
Subject.
How many points we scored the game after?
Wait, see why you're running from what I'm trying to prove?
Prove it.
It's not. You can't just zone in on. That's like looking at one play of the whole season and acting like it tells us the whole story. Look, I could go in there and complete a pass, but that doesn't make me a damn NFL quarterback.
But it's not one play. It's the whole game. You're supposed to be the #1 scoring defense. The #1 scoring defense, but you scored how many? 13
We're
points?
We're not supposed to. We were.
Okay, but you scored 13 points?
We was.
And then in the Super Bowl? Then in the Super Bowl, how many did you score in the Super Bowl?
All right. I can't take this.
So what does that tell you?
We're not good, Don, because we didn't win 16 straight games. That's why.
I know. I guess the NFC Championship. NFC Championship.
You're taking what I'm saying and you're making it something else. I never said you guys wasn't good. I'm saying Cam Newton is not that guy that you think he is. That's what I'm saying. Cam Newton is not that guy. There's a reason why you saying, oh, it wasn't the defense coming against Cam Newton. If it wasn't the defense going against Cam Newton, why did you only score 13 points?
Right.
Because the defense made Cam Newton look like Cam Newton, just like it did in the Super Bowl. You can't say, oh, well, the Super Bowl, Von Miller, this and this and that. Okay, I give you that. But what about the Falcons? They don't have nobody special on the defensive line. They have the least sacks in the NFL.
Yeah. So, you know what? So that goes for Jameis Winston. Since you only had 10 points, that's less than 13. I don't know how good you are in math, but I can help you with that. Since we fucking beat the hell out your team 38-10, Winston ain't shit. He's a bum. He's trash. Our defensive ends, one only had 2 sacks, the other one only had 1 sack, and we shut your dumbass quarterback down 38-10. He's a bum. He's trash. He don't need to be talked about. Continue.
Well, you can say that. Again, I'm not arguing it. You can say that. I know what I see, and I know what I see against your quarterback. And
cool.
When your quarterback comes in this year,
he saw one game.
And the rest of no, I've seen one game that proved to me he's still that same quarterback. Because all year everyone was saying, oh, he's grown. Oh, he's grown as a quarterback. He's grown. 5 years. Hopefully he's grown.
Man, he took a wide receiver core that Ted Ginn Jr. was the best wide receiver core, and he threw 35 touchdowns with Ted Ginn Jr.
It's not hard to do that when you're in the pocket. As long as Cam Newton was in the pocket, and you have 5 fast wide receivers who are getting wide open. How many throws were thrown to somebody that didn't have a guy around?
I've never seen Ted Ginn play. This man ain't ever seen Ted Ginn play. Because if he caught the ball, he would have had 70 touchdowns.
How many times was when he threw the ball, that wide receiver was wide open? Why? Because no one was on him. Plain and simple, okay?
You seen that we have max protection, right?
Sometimes.
Okay, you know what max protection means?
Yeah, they have most of the people on the line.
You have most people blocking, right?
Right.
So how many people you got going out for targets?
1.
What does it matter?
Less. That means you got to throw against less targets versus more coverage. You understand football?
Again, you have one fast wide receiver. It don't matter how many people you stick on somebody. One fast wide receiver.
If it's that easy, to have 45 touchdowns, then everybody should do it then.
Hey, I just want to know this. When the fuck did you ever see an open receiver in Carolina?
Are you kidding me?
When?
Are you? There's more open receptions than anybody. The only time he threw it to somebody that was covered was Greg Olsen. Any other throw that he threw it to, they were wide open.
Hey,
wide open.
So that means our wide receivers are better than yours?
No. Cam Newton was being protected for like 15, 20 seconds in the pocket.
Where did T-Money
How do you guys
go?
not understand that? He was protected so long that I could have went out there and got open. That's how long he was in the pocket.
You must be crazy. Michael Orr, you're saying that Michael Orr and Mike Remmers are like got a damn... We had the Dallas Cowboys line. We had the Dallas Cowboys offensive line last.
All I'm saying is you max protect with fast wide receivers. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Cam Newton was able to have a lot of blocking for a long time. That's good. It was a good job.
All right. I picked the Panthers to stomp the fuck out of the Buccaneers.
Who had the #1 defense in the league last year?
Broncos?
Seattle. Broncos had the #1.
Okay.
Cardinals had the #5. Who had the #2? Seattle. Okay. You know how many points we scored on Seattle?
How many?
Enough.
40.
Take no goddamn punk-ass quarterback with his 10 points versus my Panthers that we beat his natural-born ass 38-10 and talk to me in October.
All right, the Panthers are going to stomp the hell out of this division. #1. #2, I was going to pick Tampa Bay, but right now I say that they lose every fucking game. And then... and I'm going to say they come in last, and I'm going to make now, because I hate the Falcons even more than you and your team, they're 3rd and the Saints are 2nd, and that's not what I would have picked before this conversation.
Well, like I said, you had us.
Hey, you wouldn't be that far off. Tampa's finished last, the past 5 years?
5 years. I do have Tampa coming in 2nd. I think they battle with the Saints for #2. I think people sleeping on the Saints a little bit, but I do find the Falcons is last. I think they got depth and they wide receivers as a big issue. I think, God forbid, if Julio go down, I mean, that team wins 2 games. And if Mohamed Sanu, who's already dog shit, and Justin Hardy, who ain't that good anyhow, if any one of them go down, it's a wrap for that team.
Hey, don't talk about Hardy, man. Tony gonna get you. You talk about Hardy.
Hey, man, you know what? The reason why he's #3 on that team because they don't have nobody else. And something else too, you know, they lose Paul Soliai as they nose tackle. Babinon's on the bench. They're gonna start your boy Rashid Hedgeman and Grady Jarrett. You know, let's see how that works out, man. But I'm not 100% sold, and I think this team comes in last. And I got Mo.
Man, the Panthers are going to win 4 straight, and Cam Newton.
The question ain't if we win the division. The question is
anybody who says something about us not, you ever notice that about us not winning division? They're hoping that we come down. Nobody has a legit plan of how they're gonna beat us.
No, they just hoping not good. That's all.
It's not hoping. I see you guys have weakness in your secondary. You have nobody in your secondary.
Right, nobody.
You have 2
Our
problems. Our
quarterback is trash.
No,
right.
I didn't say he's trash. I just said he's not the guy that you guys think he is.
He's not a quarterback.
Right. He's worse than Josh Freeman, so that's trash.
Your offense has 2 problems. Either you stay in that max protect shit or whatever you guys did, and everyone starts getting to Cam Newton, and then you guys don't do nothing, or you open it up and Cam Newton tries to throw it down to Kevin Benjamin all day and gets a lot of picks. I don't think your run game will still be there, but your offense is definitely not going to be there. Your defense is going to take a hit because you got no secondary.
Yeah, true.
And that's about it. And because of that, I think you guys will be tittering.
Do we have no? Again, this is what's crazy to me. How many years did we have to fight with them to prove to them that Josh Norman was good?
I
now
know.
He leaves and our whole defense is wrecked.
Just last year we fought with them the same.
They were saying Josh Norman wasn't that good.
Yeah, he sucked. We ain't got nobody in the everything.
Nobody knew about Josh Norman until last year, right?
Like, who's nobody?
You talking about besides Panther fans? Somebody
obviously
besides
besides
Panther
Panther
fan.
fan.
Because
Obviously besides
I've been saying something about Norman since my damn rookie year in the
Norman
TTC.
has not been a household name till last year, right?
That doesn't mean he wasn't good. Just because he wasn't a household
I'm
name.
not saying
Exactly.
that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is
Listen,
he wasn't a household name till last year, right? So now that he's gone,
Mm-hmm.
people are
right?
seeing that and saying, okay, well, now we know he's good and he's gone. You guys don't have that no
Right.
more. So
Okay,
people are seeing that and saying that you guys have holes in your secondary.
true. I say we do got concerns at corner. We still got a safety that had 9 picks last year. We'll see what happens from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely see you guys coming down. It shouldn't be hard to believe that you're not going to be 15-1 again.
And no one said
Um,
15-1. This wasn't about
so
15-1. This was about who's going to win the division.
right,
The
and
question was never we were going to be 15-1. It's unrealistic for any team to go 15-1 twice. That's stupid as shit.
right, but I don't. That's why I don't think it's hard to believe that the Bucks are going to fight for the division, because if you're not 15-1, then that means you probably what 12, 11.
And that means, but how you go from 6 to 12? I mean, you saying how we come down, but how you go up?
Right. Because of the fact of a rookie quarterback that did really, really well, that's going to be in his second year and have chemistry with his wide receivers and have weapons and have the coaching staff, his coordinator being his head coach. Our defense is not going to be chained, so our defense will be able to actually play some defense.
Yeah, 93.
Hopefully have some special teams. I don't know, but either way, just the simple fact of Jameis Winston with weapons, and because last year he didn't have weapons because of Mike Evans, and that's it. Vince Jackson was hurt most of the season. He was with and Louis Murphy. He was with 4th and 5th string undrafted free agents, rookies last year, and 2 offensive linemen that were rookies. So it's a whole bunch of rookies that are coming back for their second year. They should be a lot better. In the same system with a defense that's not going to be stuck playing one type of zone 24/7, and a defense that the opposing offense doesn't know what's coming. Doesn't know already that it's coming the whole time. So we should be better on defense, get more turnovers, giving the offense more opportunities to score. We should be a lot better. And even with all that I just said, we're 6-6 and dropped 4 after we didn't have Quan anymore, and Lovey went back to his old defense. So just that alone should put us back up there with 9. That's 3 games. That's only 3 games.
I do have issues with your wide receiving depth, and let's see how losing Mankins, how that affect your offensive line. But I do have your team.
We lost them last year.
We'll see.
We played fine.
But then your team is perfect, man. It should be it's shit, man. You might be winning the Super Bowl this year. What you think?
We might.
Yeah, I think
might. Like I said, as far as our offense, I don't know why you would have a problem with our offensive depth, wide receiver depth, if we were ranked top 5, and Vincent Jackson didn't play most of the year, Louis Murphy didn't play the whole year, and Kenny Bell was out the whole year. So I don't know why you would have a problem with our wide receiver core.
Because you didn't add nobody.
Because Vincent Jackson is old.
Vincent Jackson is being added, Louis Murphy is being added, and Kenny Bell's being added. They didn't play last year.
Louis Murphy is not like all that awesome, bro.
But I'm not saying that. He was out. He was our 3rd string wide receiver, and we played with 4th and 5th undrafted rookies. So to question our wide receiver.
And so now you've got guys that were 5th and 6th round picks playing instead.
Last year, yeah. So
no,
for us
this
to have,
year.
Even if they play this year, once again, we rank top 5 in offense. So again, we shouldn't have a problem.
I just ain't never seen somebody so confident about a team that ain't done shit.
Because I've seen what we're doing. I see what we're doing, what we accomplished, even though we had a whole bunch of obstacles.
Bro, this is how it is when you're here, because you got dudes like Atlanta tell you that their defensive ends are good, ours is questionable, and all that kind of silly shit. That's how they are.
So what am I saying that's so crazy?
All up until October, November, and then the whole goddamn thing switch.
So what am I saying, PNasty, that's so crazy? I haven't said nothing like that to where it's like my defensive ends are good and your defensive ends suck, and I'm an Atlanta fan. That's outrageous.
You said that about our quarterback, dude.
I said your quarterback hasn't convinced me yet. How is that outrageous?
I just don't understand how you're so convinced about your quarterback.
You said no. You said Josh Freeman is better. I'm gonna put that. Hold on, let me see if I can put that on Twitter right now.
Yeah. Let me tell you this, is that we haven't seen any continuity from your team when it comes to your offensive line. They improved last year, but they still ain't any good. Doug Martin has had 1.5 good seasons in his career. 1.5.
Doug Martin has had as many good seasons as the Carolina Panthers had with Cam Newton.
That is the most bullshit ever.
How many winning seasons has Cam Newton have?
How many playoff wins does Cam Newton have?
I'm not talking about winning. I'm talking about this. Is Doug Martin was a non-factor for all. Look, he had a good season last year, but don't act like all of a sudden your team is just straight flawless.
Thank you. You're saying oh my God, thank you so much. Exactly how you feel about Doug Martin is how I feel about Cam Newton. There you go. Case in point. That's exactly.
Yeah, but Doug Martin ain't never been MVP of the league or offensive rookie of the year.
He just lost
He ain't never gone to the Pro Bowl. He ain't never gone.
Yes, he has gone to the Pro Bowl, and he just lost the rushing title to Adrian Peterson only. That's it. So take that, and the feelings that you have towards Doug Martin is exactly.
No, I ain't got a problem with Doug Martin other than you think he's like Adrian Peterson.
Me either. I have no problem with Cam Newton other than you guys think that he's the man, and I think he hasn't proved it yet. That's it. The same way you think that Doug Martin has improved it, even though he's had 2 years like that.
MVP. MVP.
Done.
So?
When Cam Hey yo, I gotta go, man.
I gotta go too. I don't know where.
Because you guys lost.
I gotta go.
Were you guys saying that when he didn't jump on the fumble? Were you guys saying that when he gave up a fumble for a touchdown?
But where did he give up the fumble?
Were you guys saying that when he only gave up 10 points?
Where did he give up the fumble? Where did he give up the fumble at?
He gave up the first touchdown.
Make the playoffs before you talk about who somebody do in the Super Bowl.
The first touchdown was Cam Newton fumbling the ball into the end zone.
Right. Yeah, he's bad, man. He's horrible. And listen, my coach ain't good.
I didn't say he's horrible.
My team won by luck. It was magic.
If you guys want to take it a certain way, you can take it however you want.
My wide receivers are trash. Luke is overrated, but the Bucs is perfect, and there's no problem. We'll see. We'll see when the season
Professor, a.k.a. Professor, thank you for saying what you said, because that's exactly all you got to do is say, okay, I see what Real Talk is talking about now. The same way I think Doug.
I don't see what you're talking about. I ain't gonna say that.
You can't lie. You can't lie and say Doug Martin didn't have a good year, because he did. He had a great year, and he's had a great year before. So we can't lie and say that.
No,
but you're not quite
had a great year before. He had an okay year one year.
What are you talking about?
He had 200 yards in one game.
Bro, he had a great year his rookie year, and he had a great year last year. So
he had one good game his rookie year.
He went over 1,000.
That one game, kind of.
He had 1,200 yards his rookie year.
I know, but he got 200 of them in one game. Or 300. It was something crazy.
Well, whatever it is, whatever you want to say, he had that. He had that. Okay, so you can't take those 2 years away. But you're not convinced that Doug Martin is that guy. Hey, it's fine.
I understand. This is apples and oranges, man, because you're talking about Cam Newton and a quarterback versus a running back who hasn't done the same amount.
Let me ask you this: is this the first time your offenses look like this? As far as the play calling, your formations, all that stuff?
Nah, we ran the same offense.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie.
So your offenses looked like this before?
Well, no, I mean, the fact is that we didn't have the piece that we didn't have. You know what? Is our offense play way above where the talent was at the receiving corps? Why? Because of Cam Newton. They caught the deep ball.
So you are telling me that your offense has never looked like this before, right?
I don't know, what you mean by our offense has never looked this way.
Did your offense rank first in points? Did your offense rank whatever your offense did this year? Did your offense ever do that?
It's the best year we ever had as a team last year, and it's the best year that any team has almost had.
Okay, thank you. That's all. That's it.
All right. Well, I'm going. I don't know where today is, but I gotta go.
I'm back.
Hey, I gotta run, so you close it out with RTP.
All
Finish
right,
him
man.
off. Later.
So you done.
We're back to square one.
Man, I just
Did you happen to hear what I was talking about with Doug Martin?
Yeah, but again, 1,000-yard back isn't like that's not that crazy. Like I can get almost any running back in the NFL to do that.
So, are you convinced that Doug Martin is that guy? That
You're not
that he's
convinced Doug Martin was that guy. When Doug Martin was
I'm
going to leave
convinced.
when Doug Martin was going to leave in free agency, was you that worried?
No, because I feel like Charles Sims could carry the load too.
Okay,
But I never said he could do what Doug Martin does. Never. But he can carry the load enough. But again, my thing is, do you believe Doug Martin is the guy that can win the rushing title? Because he came close this year.
no, because I don't think y'all going to be that dedicated to running the ball with the older Jameis gets.
And you're completely right. But if we were, is Doug Martin capable of it?
I mean, technically, yeah.
Okay. Well, you think big of Doug Martin, and I appreciate that. I think he can too. But to my point, what he was saying is he doesn't believe in Doug Martin yet, and that's all I was saying. I'm like, that's exactly how I feel about Cam Newton. The same way how Doug Martin had 2 years out of what, 4 years? 2 years that he was good out of 4 years. There's 2 years out of 5 years.
Cam's been good, really, to me every year besides his second year. Was the 1 year I was down on him.
Playing good football.
Yeah.
Getting stats and playing good football. Playing good football are
playing good football.
Two different things. I don't think so, but like I said,
even on one leg, he did a lot that most quarterbacks can't do.
As far as taking hits and running the ball and stuff like that, yeah. But I don't think he's ever done anything from the pocket that no one else can do besides throw a ball really hard. That's about it.
I disagree. I feel like he has some throws that a lot of quarterbacks can't make.
Well, agree to disagree, T-Money. We will see. The preseason is literally here. Our teams will be starting pretty soon, and all the talking will just level itself out. Won't be no more need for talking.
Just like your vids, they'll level out, and you won't have the same energy as you do at the beginning of the season. It's like clockwork with you.
It might. Even if we win, it still might, because I just get drained. It's not the losing that drains me. It's the season itself that drains me. It's just, we'll see. I never had a winning season, so we'll
see if we actually get a real hate week from you this year.
Wait. First of all, I always give hate week. I always give hate week.
Talking football?
Yeah.
No.
Always.
No, not against us.
I've always given every team in my division, at least all the teams in my division, hate weeks.
Your best vids about us since I've been in the TCC was the ones where you went at everybody personally, not talking football.
Like the massacres?
Yeah.
I did two massacres, didn't I?
Yeah, but neither one was football. It was more of you getting on people in the fan base.
Oh. Well, yeah, because that's still a hate week, though. It's hard to talk football when your team is 0-8.
It's hard to talk football when you know going into a game you're never going to beat us.
Well, not never, but yeah, it's hard to talk football. So we will see this year.
You haven't since I've been in the TCC.
Yeah, we will see what happens. We will see what happens.
I just think everybody's hoping more of we will fall more than they think they can actually beat us.
We know you're gonna fall. We're not hoping you're gonna fall. It's more hoping that you're not that 15-1 team. That's what we're hoping. We know you're gonna fall. We know what you are. We're hoping that we're not wrong and you're that 15-1 team. That's what we're hoping.
Again, we're more of a 12-4, 13-3 team, which is what I've been saying the past couple of years. And the only year I've been wrong was the year Cam was playing on one leg.
But you guys are saying that. You guys are saying that, feeling like you're 15-1, but more realistic 12 and something. We're saying you're 12 and something, more realistic 9 and something. That's the difference. Like I can see you being a 12-win team, but really you're a 9-7 team, just overshooting that. Won some games you shouldn't have won. You're saying you're a 12-win team losing a few games you should have won. You get what I'm saying? You get the difference?
I get the difference. I don't see that many teams that can compete with us if we're healthy. Because as much as you talk about Cam, the respect that you have to pay attention to our running game makes it, I mean, it opens up stuff for Cam. Off rip.
This year, it did.
No, any year.
No. This year. Because, see, this year, that was the point. This year, that's what was happening. Every year before that, even Gerald McCoy, every time they talked about game planning, matter of fact, it was the same game plan that the damn Denver Broncos. What did Denver Broncos say that made Cam get up and walk away? What did they say? They said the game plan was to keep Cam Newton in the pocket and make him throw the ball.
Because they have the best set of corners in the league. They can play man to man.
But
honestly, like Chris Harris, people forget Chris Harris went like 3 years without giving up a touchdown.
But it does.
He's a damn good corner.
That's the excuse you're giving.
How's that as an excuse? I've only seen one.
I'm telling you the game plan. If you're talking about Aaron Rodgers, if you're talking about Peyton Manning, if you're talking about any elite quarterback, your game plan is not to let the quarterback throw from the pocket. Your game plan is to take him down. That's what your game plan is. Yes.
The Aaron Rodgers and Brady and all of them, most teams' game plan is to run the ball.
Run the ball what?
Run the ball to keep them off the field. Totally.
Same thing. Whatever. Same thing. But the point is,
you can't come into that. You can't come into a game against us with that because who can run the ball on us?
That's not the point. The point is their game plan is to let Cam throw from the pocket. They want Cam to throw. As long as he doesn't run the ball, that's what they're scared of. Not him throwing the ball. That's the game plan of coaches. That's what's been our game plan in Tampa the whole time.
Your game plan right now is Derek Cutter wants to be us, pretty much.
No, the game plan right now is just blitzing, and which is what I love because we got all kind of dudes to blitz. So that's what our game plan is. Blitz from every kind of different way.
So Derek Cutter hasn't said he want to be us?
Bro, that's coach talk for everyone that's like, oh, we want to win the division. Who's the winner in the division? If Atlanta was winning the division right now, you think he would say Atlanta? Yeah, he would say Atlanta. If it was who else? Saints. He would have said the Saints.
It's more than that. It's more than that. It's more of saying we want to be able to run the ball, have a good defense, be able to stop the run like Carolina. We want to build our team like Carolina.
We've been stopping the run though. We've been stopping the run.
Okay.
We've always been good at stopping the run.
Same way you talk about yards and y'all were top 5 in yards. What were y'all in scoring offense?
I don't know.
Not that good.
It's hard. Yeah, but that's because Jameis had to start all the way at the 20 every drive. Literally every drive we had to start at the 20. So he got down the field. And that's the thing people don't understand. If the defense plays better, stop letting the offense have 70% completions, which means they at least have 3 first downs, which means if they do punt it, guess what? It's a touchback or it's inside the 10, which means Jameis always had to start on the opposite side of the field.
But again, what I've been trying to tell you is Cam had to do the same thing in his rookie year. Cam would put up 35 points in the game and we would lose.
I'm not gonna argue about Cam's rookie year because I don't remember watching Cam's rookie year. What I'm saying, you asked me a question about points. I'm telling you exactly why we didn't score in points. We had the yards, but we didn't score because Jameis would throw down the field and we would get down the field and stop for a field goal, or we would get down the field but not enough to get a field goal. It was a lot of yards that he would get, but if we get shorter distance, we'd have more chances to get those. Instead of 40 yards and kicking a field goal, 40 yards and barely be out of field goal range, we'll be 40 yards in the touchdown because we started at the 30 or our 40. You know what I'm saying? If we have more opportunities like turnovers and stuff like that, he would have more in scoring, but that wasn't what happened. The defense didn't stop them enough times to they kept every team switched the field advantage on us. So that's what that was. But like I said, if you guys didn't have this offense before, I'm not gonna sit here and claim that this is you guys.
To me, we've never had as good weapons as we're gonna have this year.
You've never had as good weapons as you had last year.
Exactly. I mean, if you look at Cam's wide receivers, I mean, he's had guys like Lewis Murphy, Legadou Dene, um, shit.
But you didn't have wide receivers last year.
Ted Ginn, you have to play him differently. By the end of the teams is playing him differently by the end of the year.
There are just a whole bunch of fast wide receivers. That's it. A whole bunch of fast wide receivers. You can't cover for too long. They're gonna get wide open. Cam had all the time in the pocket. I really don't think it's a big deal. I really don't. And if I'm right, if I'm wrong, it's gonna suck. If I'm right, you guys are not gonna like this year coming up.
Again, at the end of the day, you can say all that, but our passing is always made easier by the fact of you have to put 8 in the box. In the one year we haven't had that is when we went 7-8-1, and that's because we lost like our first 4 running backs, and we was playing African niggas at running back and shit like that.
Well, if you have, let's just say this: if you had a bad season, okay, no injuries. You know, every team has injuries here and there, but as far as Cam Newton, he's good to go. And if Cam Newton gets banged up, okay, the only reason why I don't say nothing last year is because he had the accident. If he gets injured because he was playing, that's his fault for being Superman or trying to be Superman. But if you guys have a bad season,
Cam, like most quarterbacks that are running quarterbacks, when I see them get hurt, they get hurt in the pocket. It's not more besides RG3, but that's just because RG3 didn't give a fuck. But I never seen like Cap or Cam or Russ or none of them get hurt running the ball.
True, but the thing is, this is how I look at that situation. You're taking more when you're getting hit while you're running, even though you didn't get hurt. That's still pounding that's going to your body. So you're taking unnecessary hits that other quarterbacks wouldn't take because even though that play that you were running the ball didn't get you hurt, but your
a lot
body
of the time though
pounding.
A lot of the time they get down though. Like Cam's 6'5", 240, and he still slides and dives and.
Yeah, and there's a lot of flipping in the end zone and stuff like that I was seeing last year, and it's a lot of stuff. But either way, like I said, if you guys
like the one time I seen Cam get hurt in the game was the 7-8-1 year. Remember when we played the Patriots in the preseason and he was getting pressure and he just went down and the guy hit him and messed up his ribs.
Oh, was that preseason or no?
Yeah, that was the 3rd game of the preseason.
Yeah, I remember that game. So, like I said, it will be interesting. It's this year, and that's why I'm hoping that there is no injuries because I don't want no excuse. You guys have excuses after excuses, okay? You have excuses after excuses for Cam when he's not doing good, but when it comes to winning,
no, the only time I've ever had an excuse for Cam again was when he was playing on one leg, and he was still putting up 28, 30 points a game. We're just losing.
Okay, like I said, we will see. We will see. We have 1 year.
Like that game we played the Eagles and we got killed. It was like 41-28.
I look at. I'm telling you, there is not one part besides winning championships. He is LeBron to the T. And I know you hate hearing that, but he is LeBron
I agree with
to
that.
the T.
I agree with that.
He's a physical specimen. His stats are getting stuffed, especially when you guys play a weak team. If you play a team that can't stop him, he's unstoppable and he pals on the stats. But if you play a good team,
Denver's the only good defense he didn't put up points against. Though. I mean,
last year. I'm saying that's why I keep telling you have to throw away last year. Yes, last year is not fair. Like last year was a special year for you guys. It's not fair to put that. I mean, if you have a year next year, then obviously you're gonna have to put it in because you're like,
any other year though, the only team I've ever really seen stop Cam besides last year is Seattle.
Last year,
I'm talking about besides last year.
Saints fans, I know Uptown has said it. I know I've heard several people say it. Last year that people were like, okay, what he did this year. Even I said it. Okay, this year, I can't say nothing. I can't. And this was before you guys went to the Super Bowl. I don't know if you. Hopefully you remember. I've told you even before you guys got to the Super. Before you were 15-1. Before that, in the middle of the season, I said it. I said, I can't lie. This year, Cam does look like he's finally got it this year. So it's not like I've never.
Honestly, when I seen that personally was the 7-8-1 year in training camp. I said Cam's at a different level. Now Cam did get hurt. I mean, he had 2-3 injuries, but really that's when I saw the progression.
And maybe you're right. Maybe you're seeing something I'm not, because you see the training camp and all that stuff. Maybe you see I didn't see. Again, I'm just telling you what I see. Maybe I was blinded. Maybe I was too into my team. I don't know.
I am somebody who I normally see. Like, honestly, do you remember how long I've been talking about Josh Norman before last year?
Yeah.
Like years of Josh Norman is going to be that guy. Same way, what's my safety that's going to start this year? Trey Boston. I've been a Trey Boston fan since he's been in the league. This is going to be his first year starting.
You watched him more than I do. So, like I said, maybe you've seen it already. Maybe you've seen it in 2 years. That's why you know. I can't tell you I know. All I'm telling you is I seen it 1 year. And that 1 year, because of how special that 1 year was, does not all convince me.
What I ask people is, what do you think is going to be like? Do you think we're not going to be able to run the ball?
No, you'll still be able to run the ball.
Do you think Greg Olsen's not going to have 1,000 yards?
He'll probably have 1,000 yards.
Do you not think that because you have to respect the run, that's going to open up the play action for the big passes?
He'll get a few, but it's nowhere near what it's going to be like last year. Nowhere near it. I think, see, you guys, I'm saying I still see the same Cam Newton who does it now. He even does it this year. Still overthrows the easy throws. I see a Cam Newton that misses the deep throws. I see a Cam Newton still that throws the ball where he shouldn't be throwing the ball. I see a Cam Newton. I see a Cam Newton that,
honestly, why when he misses deep passes to Ted again, you want to honestly know why?
Why?
They had a bet since pretty much Ted Ginn was here the first time of that.
You can't overthrow Cam Newton.
Cam Newton, yeah.
But that's stupid because you're not gonna
be fast enough to outrun Cam Newton's arm.
Well, that's dumb because I'm not gonna risk a game on a bet. But the thing is, look, this is still what I'm seeing, and I'm still seeing Cam Newton that pulls the ball down and doesn't go through his progression whenever he feels pressure. All that stuff. I'm still seeing the same thing. This is the problem. He didn't do that last year. He didn't do it last year. So that's why I even said, okay, you know what? He's a lot better.
But again,
he's progressed.
But y'all say it was because of my offensive line. Do you know this is the first time?
It's not exactly that. It's not exactly
that. You know, it's the first time that Cam will have the same offensive line in back-to-back years.
Well, that's
he's never had that before.
Good for him, but that's not exactly. It's part of my proving, but or not proving, but part of my. It's part of my It's part of my reason why I'm saying it, but damn, I just completely lost train of thought. What was I saying?
And honestly, we didn't max protect as much as everybody thought. Now, do we?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Now, do we chip people sometimes? Yeah, Greg Olsen might chip before he runs a route, but we've always done that.
But this is what I was saying. It's not your offensive line is why I'm saying, oh, your offensive line blocked good, so your offensive line is not going to block good, so he's going to go back to the old Cam Newton. It's not exactly that. It's that I seen the difference. I've seen where he doesn't do that. And then I saw in the Falcons game, and then I saw in the Super Bowl where it was like, there he is. That's the Cam Newton I know. So I know it's still there. It looked like he doesn't have those problems no more.
But every quarterback, like pretty much anytime Brady plays Baltimore, when Baltimore is good, if you only watched him in those games, you would say Brady's not all that.
No, I trust. Yeah, I know, but I honestly believe that as well. I don't think Brady's that good. I really don't. I think that Brady is probably one of the worst quarterbacks when he gets pressure on him. He's one of the worst quarterbacks that gets pressure on
But
him.
that's again.
Peyton Manning is probably the best quarterback when he has pressure on him because he knows when that pressure's coming. That's not Tom Brady. Tom Brady is all Belichick. That's all. That's what I've been saying forever.
All right, man.
But
we're just gonna have to talk about this another time, man. I gotta go.
All right. Well, it was
All right.
good. Like I said, the preseason's here.
Yeah, if you want to be on again next Monday, it's up to you. The invitation's out there, man. When you want to be on there. By that time, training camp will have started, so we'll be able to talk about training camp stuff.
Yep. All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.